The number of people on Social Security disability, watch out, it hit a new record high for the month of January. Almost 9 million people. 9 million almost receiving disability payments from the feds. And here's another number for you to conjure with, 192. That's 192 straight months that the number of people on disability has gone up. That's almost 16 straight years straight up. Let's bring in Star Parker. She's the president of CURE. Star, you were what used to be called a welfare queen. You reformed. Now, here's my question for you this morning. Are some people playing the system, claiming disabilities that are hard to catch, like depression? I don't want to be harsh. I'm not blaming victims, but I want to get at the truth here. Tell me.
Well, the truth is that the problem with our disability insurance program is that it's administered by the Social Security Administration. So you have the manipulators in Washington that move around a few decimal numbers, and then next thing you know, they're flush with cash because of the payroll taxes. It's a federal program, so the states cannot regulate. So what begins to happen is within the states, you have all of these welfare mentality, we can call them entitlement mentality folks, who look at the welfare program, then they look at the disability program, they count the cost, and it's much easier to go to the doctor, get a note for the headaches that they get, and they end up on the disability program. They don't have the same means tests that the welfare programs have, so there's no accountability. That's the problem.
You get Social Security disability payments for a for life, isn't it? I mean, there's very little check on, hey, you're not suffering from that any longer, get back in the workforce.
Because it's not, usually the regulation is on the local level. The states, in the welfare programs, get an opportunity to make sure that people are not cheating the system, that they really need help, etc. But under the disability program, it's a federal program. So the states now get all of this cash. There's no way that they can say, we want you to qualify. Let's make sure that you are eligible for this. This is not the only program that's run amok. We know that this is happening also in the unemployment benefit program. So yes, the challenge is that people now, for an extended period of time, all their life if they want to, because they say they have a bad back or a bad foot, can qualify for this program.
But in the days when, forgive me for using the pejorative welfare queen, I know you did that for a number of years. Was it easy to play and game the system?
It's very easy to game the system. In the welfare system, all you had to do was get pregnant, and if you were not married and you didn't work and you didn't, have any money in the bank, you qualified. But there were means tests. Every first of the month, you would get a questionnaire to say, do you still qualify? With the disability program, it's a little bit different because this particular program is not locally regulated. There is not a caseworker like when I was on welfare that would have the ability to even come to your house, or that you had to regularly go in and check with to make sure that you were still dirt poor. No, all of these programs need to be overhauled, and that's what the Republicans are saying when they keep saying, let's cut spending. We need to get inside of these poverty programs, if you will. We're spending about $600 billion a year on these programs, and find out who should, first of all, be administering them so that then we can determine who really has need and should be benefiting from them.
Star Parker, obviously, you're right, but if you do what you're suggesting, you would be demagogued to death. You would be said that you are harsh. You are a nasty lady. You are trying to blame the victim. You are making people suffer. You are mean. You're a rotten person. That's exactly what's going to be said about you if you really want reform of these systems. Period. You know it.
But this is what leadership is about. This is what backbone is about. How many of us that have teenagers know that teenagers think that you're hard when you're telling them no as well? So, these arguments that the left keeps throwing out there about how harsh we are, we can look into what they've done with our poverty programs and not see health at all. I mean, matters are getting worse in every inner city and now in our rural communities. It is out of control. So someone in Washington has to just have the leadership abilities to say, I don't care what you call me. You're in timeout. We are going to go in here and reform these because, frankly, we're cruel to the poor. This is not helping someone to not find their abilities to be able to produce something to allow them to sit on their couch all afternoon because they get a headache and collect disability insurance.
On a related note, I've got one real fast one for you, and I want your comment. One lawmaker in Tennessee introduced legislation that would cut welfare benefits to parents whose kids are not doing well in the classroom. They're tying welfare to grade performance. The parents could see their welfare checks cut by 30%. What do you say to that?
I say hallelujah. I think that since the money is given to those households on behalf of the children, then the least we could do is make sure that the children do not repeat the behaviors of their parents and get a good education.
Star Parker, everyone. Thanks very much, as usual, for joining us. See you again soon. Thank you.